So, students, today we'll read about chapter 4, that is Vedic civilization and Vedic literature. Chapter 4, class 6 history book. Okay, so up to chapter 3 I make video, but from chapter 4 many days I didn't make video. From today I'll make a video of chapter 4. You all should see the video very carefully. uh, now chapter 4, you know that what is meant by Vedic civilization or Vedic literature. First of all, you have to know what is Veda. Now Veda, the word has come from Sanskrit. Veda means knowledge. Okay, so these things you have to know, that Veda word comes from some Sanskrit and it means knowledge. Now our entire Vedic literature is divided into 4 parts. First of all, Samhita, Brahmana, Aryanaka and Upanishad. Okay, now 4 parts of Vedic literature. One is Samhita, then Brahmana, then Aryanaka and Upanishad. Now 4 kinds. Now then we'll read about 4 kinds of Samhita. Samhita, that is Rig, Sham, Yajur and Atharva Veda. Okay. Now Samhita is a fast rhymed verses of Rig Veda. Rig Veda is the old verse of Vedic literature and Samhita are the rhymed verse of Rig Veda. Okay. Now Rig Veda is the most popular version, oldest popular version of Vedic literature among these four of Rig Veda, Rig, Sham, Yajur and Atharva Veda. Rig Veda is the oldest version of all the Vedas. Okay, and then the remaining other Vedas were composed after Rig Veda, means after Rig Veda, Sam Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharva Veda, Upanishads, all these were composed. Okay, now you have to know about 2 Vedic literature, that is early Vedic literature and later Vedic literature. So Vedic literature is divided into 2 parts. One is early, another is later Vedic literature. Now Vedic literature gives us knowledge of the history of Vedic civilization. Now Vedic literature gives us knowledge of the history of Vedic civilization. Vedic literature আমাদেরকে history of knowledge of Vedic civilization নিয়ে বোঝায়. So early Vedic age and later Vedic age. Now Rig Veda is the only source of early Vedic age. So now we'll know about early and later Vedic age. How were the people used to live in the time of later Vedic age and in the time of early Vedic age. How the people used to live, what they used to eat, how they used to lead their life. These things we'll read in early Vedic age and later Vedic age now from the next page. Okay. Now in the next page you will find that it is written about Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharva Veda, Brahmanas, Upanishad and Vedangas. So Rig Veda, you know, it is consist of most popular hymns. Okay, it is a popular version of Samhita Veda. Now Sam Veda, it is taken from Rig Veda. It is a song sung in the form of songs. Okay, Samveda. Then Yajur Veda, it is and chanting and mantra. The what we told, that is mantra or chanting for different rituals. Yajur Veda is sung as a mantra or as a chanting. Okay. Now Aja Atharva Veda, it is also a compilation of more popular hymns. Okay. Now that is called Atharva Veda, means it's a compilation of hymns, okay, that is Atharva Veda. Now Brahmanas, it is, you know what is Brahmanas, it was composed in a prose from Brahmanas. Now Aryanaka means those people were told, Aryanaka means the Aryans who used to live in forest. That peoples composed Aryanaka and they were called the Aryans. They composed Aryanaka literature. Now Upanishads is an explanation of different theories and thoughts and concepts of the Vedas, and Vedangas were created to explain the literature, the Vedic literature. Vedangas were created to explain Vedic literature, and it is Vedangas were 6 in number. Now here it is written, you will see carefully that the year between 1500 to 1000 BC, it is early Vedic age, and from 1000 to 600 BC, that age is known as later Vedic age. So two period it is written here, one from 1500 to 1000 BC is early Vedic age, and one from 1000 to 600 BC is later Vedic age. These two period is very important, you have to know from here. Now in this page we will know about that where these later and early Vedic people used to live, okay. Now here in time of Rig Veda we find mention of many rivers. In Rig Vedic time we find that there was a significant consequence of Indus river, and ইন্দাস রিভারের ব্যাপারে আমরা জানতে পেরেছি, and also about Yamuna valleys and Ganga, okay. About these rivers we came to know something about those rivers in the time of Aryans. When the Aryans used to settle, we know about many rivers. One is Indus river, another is Ganga and Yamuna river, okay. Now from the Vedic period we came to know that early Vedic civilization expand their Indian subcontinent, okay, and those early Vedic age or people will used to live in those areas what we called modern day Afghanistan and northwest frontiers of Pakistan, okay. So early Vedic people used to live in Afghanistan and northwest frontiers of Pakistan, but they did not live Indus, and they also used to live inside of river Indus and its tributaries, early Vedic people, okay. And that river is popularly known as at that time Sindhu river, okay, means 7 rivers যাকে বলে, so it is known as Sindhu river. At the site of Sindhu river, early Vedic people used to expand and they used to live there, and they used to live in modern day, what we call modern day Afghanistan and northwest frontiers of Pakistan. Now in the later Vedic literature the people changed gradually. They used to go beside Ganga Jamuna Doab, okay. And these later Vedic people used to live, shifted from Punjab to Haryana in the east, okay. And in the later Vedic literature we also came to know that later, with the time of later Vedic period, they expand their Ganga, they expand and they used to live inside of Gangatic plains. And there they used to cultivate in their later Vedic society, okay. Now, now from here we are able to know about later Vedic literature, where they used to live and where the early Vedic people used to live. Okay. Now, as they used to cultivate in the Gangatic plains and Yamuna river, so they expand their kingdom and they used to live in the in the northwest used to live in the northwest. Okay. Northwest means north of the Bihar. ঠিক আছে, okay. Now in the Vedic literature and archaeology, so Vedic age and archaeology means in that time of Vedic age people used to use copper and bronze for them. Okay, they mainly used the know of copper and bronze at the time of Vedic age, but they did not know anything about the use of iron. They used to domesticated animals else. Okay, they used to make horse drawn chariot, they used to make bows, arrows at that time. So archaeological remains of this period following the decline of urban Harappan civilization. Okay, so archaeological remains they find that is about copper and bronze, but they did not know the use of iron. Now, they also know the use of horse chariot, and later they find evidence, archaeologists find the evidence of the use of iron there. But so in this way, what they use at that time. Now here from you also know that in the later Vedic age they used to make earthen pots which is grey in color, that is pottery grey, where pottery p. Then they used to make many jewelries, that is written here, arrow blades, iron arrow blades, blades of spear, ring, nails, knives, hooks, different kinds of earthen pots, jewelry of copper and bronze, clay figure of human and animals, and also many types of earthen wares, and they also use iron. Okay, at that time. So these things archaeologists finds at the time of Vedic age, that what the people used to make, or they what the people of the early Vedic civilization used. Okay. Now, Vedic politics. Vedic politics means Vedic literature is mainly a religious literature, and what they used to religiously follow, that is written here. Okay. So where of so did you know about the story of a where of 10 kings? 10টা রাজার ব্যাপারে যে একটা গল্প ছিল ঋগ্বেদায়, সেটাকে নিয়ে কি তোমরা জানো? তো সেটা নিয়ে একটা স্টোরি আছে, কুরুক্ষেত্র বা 10 রাজাকে, 10 কিংসকে নিয়ে, সেটা নিয়ে তোমরা এখানে একটু পড়বে। ওকে, then in the next page I'll teach you about village life of Vedic people and the economy and society in Vedic civilization. Okay, these things I will read you in the next video. I think you all like this video, so and you all should follow this video, and if you like, you all should subscribe me.